port around 8 in the morning. I think it's
here pretty long time ago, but fortunately for you, this is not a topic of this day. And anyway, I will be your guide for today. Okay? How's the air condition? Don't worry, you start to feel cooler. Okay, in a very short time. We aren't allowed to switch the air condition on. I mean, while we are in the port, but don't worry because in a very short time, along the highway mainly, you will feel cooler. So that's why we're leaving now the port of Naples, and this is the main entrance of the port. Very interesting area because in a very short time to pass the map behind me. At least, sorry, not the map.
The ship is leaving for that, won't we? I don't know what door, would you want the door?
Just the time to find the pen. Sorry, I remember you that the visit will just last 3 minutes, okay, just the time of the demonstration. But also, there you can learn something about the beautiful jewelry made using cameos and coals, still made by our local craftsmen. And now, before leaving Naples, Naples is the third biggest city of Italy, after Milan, that is the biggest one in the north, and Rome, that is the capital, the second biggest one. The city is not very big, but to the left hand side in the background, now you can see a skyline. Last administration area of Naples built during the 80s, and some of those skylines were planned by the Japanese architect Kenzo Tange, as here we have to go with lots of... Anyway, so the Sorrento Peninsula that we can see in the background, slightly to the right hand side, closes the Bay of Naples on the eastern side. Meanwhile, the same Bay of Naples is closed by the same city of Naples that we have left at our back on the western side. Names very, very popular, like Sorrento, Positano, and Amalfi, okay? They're among the most beautiful places you can find all over Italy. And so that's why the other side of the peninsula is called the Amalfi Coast. But they are both sides of the same peninsula. In the meantime, if you look to the left-hand side, all the way up the hill, you can't miss to have a look at this beautiful Baroque church. Together with the monastery, the two buildings were built during the 18th century, and they are still lived by the Camaldolese monks. This is the closest area to the crater of Mount Vesuvius, and you can see lots of drawings, okay, here. Thanks a lot, sir. Thank you for filling the list. Meaning to you before, because all the way up the mountains we make this very good flour or milk cheese, looking tasting like mozzarella. Naples has the first one, and this area was seriously damaged by the bombs during the Second World War, so that's why you can see lots of buildings started to be built since the 50s, since the end of the Second World War. Now and then, all the way up the mountains, you can see some fires, but they aren't fires. They are fires, but very small. They are fires made by the growers, burning leaves to prepare the soil for another growing. And now this is the first tunnel to cut through the mountains. It will last just, the reason is due about something else. What's the bleed? In the meantime, you can see traffic jam coming in from the city of if we're going to the second city belonging to the Sorrento coast, because now we have started from here another bridge used by the local train we have seen before to get to these other towns and cities as well. Okay, at a very short distance from Sorrento, catching the local train. Sorrento is at more or less 5 minutes from here catching the train, okay? Crowded. The best way is to rent a van, okay, with a private driver to move from Sorrento to elsewhere. So now, just a few minutes, okay, very quickly, just the time to get off to take pictures, and so as well. Remember on the map it was in front of the cave. This biggest beach, one of the biggest beach you can find.
200 feet up.
you can see a street vendor. Let's take a look at this typical characteristic street vendor selling granita. The granita is the smashed ice. A-N-I-T-A. We call it granita. You are particularly thirsty, don't miss the opportunity to taste it, okay? They have the best granitas you can find in Sorrento. I hope that will be a place to park, where to park, okay? Okay, so here, thanks God, at last we have found a place big enough to park after suffering a little bit. To stay, she was at the Royal Palace of Naples. Close to the Royal Palace of Naples there was a pizzeria inventing the pizza margherita for her, imitating the Italian color, the colors of the Italian flag. Red tomato, green, basil, white, the flour or milk, fresh cheese, and red tomato. That are exactly the colors of the Italian flag.
Red, white, and
And historical center is the street where you can see the yellow building, okay, via Cicerio. Now let's move to our meeting point and I'll establish the timetable, okay?
nice rooftops.
That should be flowers, fruits, traditional work like this one, or a view, or any kind of drawing the artist wants. And this is the right position that they get to cut the wood veneers in the right size they need to realize the item that they decide to do. Okay? What they do after is to take about 8 or 10 of the light sheets of veneers and 8 or 10 of the dark sheets of veneers, and they nail them all together one on the top of the other along with a copy of the drawing. That, as I told you, in this case are flowers and leaves. Okay? Then they take the only tool that they can use, that is this copying saw. You call maybe fret saw, scroll saw, as you want. That's the same. It's one-sided blade, as you can see, and there's an arch form. That allows them to turn in 360 degrees all around the drawing without going in and out any time, but just once. So what they do is to drill a hole in the drawing when they want to begin, and they start cutting. So they follow the drawing from the inside all around it. Okay? When they have finished, only when they have finished, they go out. And what they have after this work is something like this. All the pieces of wood cut it by hand in the same shape but in different colors. You see there are green, yellow, purple, white. It's not a natural wood, as you can understand. So how they can get it? They dye the Canadian birds and maple in the colors they want to get this kind of different colors. Otherwise, we always find walnut, elm wood, olive wood that are very natural, as you know. Okay? And now another artisan will help the previous one with an eyebrow tweezer, because they're going to burn in the hot sand the pieces of wood, and they realize in this case the shading. Okay? So they just give different kind of colors to the pieces, because in the corner maybe they're a little bit darker, or they want to, it depends how long they're going to burn them, so they change the color anytime. That means that the pieces you find are very unique, because it's impossible to realize to exactly shadings, So it's something very important for us. It's something very beautiful, makes very important to the item. And then they go back to the stacks and discard the light sheets of veneers, because normally they lay light pieces into the dark bases, okay? And that means that they're gonna have something like this, an empty puzzle base, on which they start back in all the pieces of wood they already cut, they already burned in the hot sand. They replace it in the right position they need to copy the drawing they get at the beginning, but they realize it in different colors, okay? This kind of process needs a backing. Backing for the artisan means a newspaper, as many years ago they did, but also nowadays they still do that, or gamma tape, that is also more useful. And I show you through the light what the effect is, because this is the right face. Unbelievable, but it's true.
Oh, look at that.
This is the right face of the work. Okay? I also let you see upside down. Something very beautiful. Finally, I want to show you also the traditional work. It is a very intricate. Have a look. Huh? Finally, they have to choose a very strong steel or mahogany base, or anyway the kind of wood is available at the moment, and they take the work upside down and press it under a machine for about 10 minutes or so. Anyway, they need the time that everything comes very, very well on the mahogany base, very strong, and when the time is passed, they will dampen the work, scrape it off very gently, and sandpaper this side, because just now, only now, they are ready to put the protection on top. The protection that they use is the polyurethane spray. They spray several coats of that in order to make all the items you find in the store heat resistant and waterproof. What does it mean? It means that you can easily use them. You find Lazy Susans, coasters, serving trays. You can easily put both hot and cold stuff on there without any problems. I show you through the fire what happens. Nothing. Exactly nothing. Okay? This kind of protection comes both for the shiny finish like this one and for the matte finish like this one.
You didn't know we're up here.
They are exactly as well protected. Okay? So if you prefer a matte finish, don't be afraid to choose. Okay? Now, before you go, I just want to tell you that downstairs you will find the big inlay furniture like the table I showed you, so something beautiful like that. Also Lazy Susan, trolleys, cabinets. On this floor you find beautiful tablecloths on your back and ceramic on my back, always made by hand. On the main floor, last door to the right, you will find the toilet if somebody needs it. Okay? Thank you so much for your attention. Enjoy the store. Grazie. Thank you.
A parte che non si possono, danno un ma sono principali veramente tieni presente che veramente non c'è nulla ospedale.
Joking all the time. For us, it's an irresistible temptation. Okay, so now let's see if they work. Okay, let's try them before to get to Pompeii. And first of all, please put the plastic of the. Okay, get rid of the plastic for the earphone.
Wait, I won't go to sleep.
Look over here.
Yes, that's beautiful.
What were you saying that?
Or his air conditioning vents. Or on. On, I guess. Is the air conditioning. Because ours wasn't on.
But now, please get ready to get off. Be ready to get off and follow me. Okay, here we are. As you can see now, we're entering a pretty big space characterized by some street vendors with, white tents to the left-hand side, okay, selling souvenirs, and two main cafeterias. Our meeting point is this very big cafeteria Cameo Factory, the green one to the right-hand side, okay? That is called Swiss, okay? Now it's 2:30. Do you agree with me? 30 past 2.
Yes. Responsabile il senario è la stessa entità perché uno non c'è via, non guadagna sul kilowattora.
Welcome to Donald's store in Cameo Factory. Donald is one of the oldest.
So right behind the corner, you can meet Mr. Nicola, seriously one of the best artists in this area working for Donadio. And you see his little heritage and his instruments that you actually saw on the screen, which are the old ones. Some of what he has he received from previous masters, so those are very old kind of instruments. Downstairs you find the showroom and facilities. Facilities are down the stairway, right hand, right? And I'm gonna meet you front door of the shop in a few minutes.
That's those things. Yeah, really.
Oh, and this is different. Oh, buongiorno.
Aspetta, non ho capito il titolo, no?
No, il calendario.
Because what you're looking at is an undisturbed world. You can see the original color of the tile.
one preceding 1790 eruption happened in the and so the eruption took place 17 years after the earthquake. Today, the most of the area, 66 hectares, corresponding to 106,000. Railing was in the center, not covered by grass, but it was covered by marble floors, heavy sometimes, and along the corridor covered by a roof like this one, what it has been rebuilt and replaced again, there were lots of rooms like the ones. The open space for trading was in the center, not covered by grass, but it was covered by marble floors, heavy sometimes, and along the corridor covered by a roof like this one, of course it has been rebuilt or replaced again, there were lots of rooms like the ones you can still see today, okay, the same rooms, today closed by some modern doors, because they were used to store something regarding equipment for the use of this, but they also were used for as jails for gladiators, because you know gladiators were prisoners of war forced to fight into the amphitheater. It's a pretty different from the structure we'll see next. And so after that there were into these doors that were being imitated the ancient amphitheater and seen and now it's a time to
Evidentemente, vai, não vai.
So, Understand, okay? Some closing of the sewage system completely modern. And now it's time to turn to the right. So, one of the things to recognize the shop is this one, okay? That's the new one, I have stuff here in front of this shop, and you can think something that you couldn't find in any way into a private home, okay? This is one of the clues to recognize the shop. But there is a new one, and in the design, something curious as well along the edge of the siding and the pavement, foot step, footpath. A bubble hole now and then at a pretty regular distance. So because according to some hypotheses of scholars, they were used to place some wooden nails to support plants to provide the shade for a certain length of the sidewalk, but just in front of the entrance of our house. Like this. Sometimes something below. Some animals have temporary here. But then we were going to see that the window of our house beside this still open private room home, you can see. Let's take a look at the size of the vane. That is pretty narrow, and there are some steps. Okay, this is the characteristic, the main characteristic to recognize a vane of a house all over Pompeii. Then you can still read a long description of the name.
No flash, please.
Dumpling, please.
Again. Oh, it looked like there might have been something coming up. You know what I mean? There's a spear. There's that
Ciao.
Peut-être juste elle t'a fait parler notre langue, elle s'est dit, oh, elle est arménienne, pourquoi je suis
Be careful.
So they were considered, not considered to be there.
Yes, they are more or less the, I mean, 4-8. Don't go, don't abandon me, don't give up. Because if you
Yes, I'm very expensive.
Very old food. I don't like her food. It's old.
This is Vias Gabiana. Vias Gabiana.
Oh, the bass.
Oh, the bath. I thought it was the brothel.
Yes. As well as we can ever hear you.
Waiting for you. Okay, closed by some windows to storage something cheap. Please follow me straight in.
You see the metal? Maybe that's the preservation.
Only way I can understand her if it's close enough. I can't hear her at the same time, and I can understand her.
I don't think we have a picture taken. It's 46. Moms haven't seen though. You can give me both cameos into the I'll wait for you outside.
You didn't want
It's
to
cool.
pour some on you.
It's cool. What are we looking at?
This is the brothel, but I don't know what the sign is.
What? Oh.
Så det er her, vi så er på vej ned, så at besøge Pompeii, så Lupanare. Så Lupanare, det er det latinske ord, som er det lidt, der måske lige har op.
Done. Isn't that cool? It's very cool.
Exactly.
Just leave it on the idea and exactly, yeah. Just stuff like coffee, coffee.
Ouais, tu l'as ton petit besoin de Chris.
Ouais, ça y est, moi on se voit.
C'est vraiment chiant là.
Ouais, c'est un chien, mais oui. Ah oui.
T'as vu le meuble aussi? C'est des faux personnels.
Okay, there is a master cast of dog into this showcase. You can see the color, and there was no way for him to leave.
Appena metti sulla mano.
Into your head, upside down. And touch down to go forever. Look at the body over there. Look at it.
the top, okay? I mean, the highest one, the highest building, surrounded by antennas over there. That is our volcanological observatory. So let me thank you for visiting us. Let me thank our driver to driving us up to Sorrento and Pompeii. Grazie. Antonio. And I hope you have had a great time together visiting our areas. Let me wish you to have a great time on the ship. And from me and from our driver, let me just add arrivederci. See you soon. Thank you, arrivederci. Grazie. Thanks a lot, very kind of you.